Hey guys, welcome on the Couch Reviews. I'm Adam Dupes, and first off, before I get started, Legend of Hercules, you get a 3 out of 10. I'm gonna raise your rating, right? Because normally I like to keep them final, but you kind of deserve it. Alright, so anyway, Pompeii. This movie sucks. I mean, it really does. What's really funny, this is Paul W. Anderson's best one. I'm not even kidding. This is his best movie in a long time. That, however, will not save it from the rating I will give it. So, if you've seen Titanic, you've seen this movie, but it has a volcano in it. I'm not going to go to the story. All I'm going to say is poor guy, rich girl, fall in love, bad guy tries to marry rich girl, disaster strikes, tragic happens, they're loving, however their love is eternal, the end. That's it. I'm not going to go any further. I'm not going to discuss little plot points because they're tedious. All I'm going to say is Kiefer Sutherland is in this movie. Yeah, didn't think you saw that one coming, did you? Did you? No. If you think the Will Smith cameo as the devil is weird, try having Kiefer Sutherland as a villain. Sorry, the dog's being sad. Wow, Kiefer Sutherland is the villain. And I'm not even kidding. The moment they show him on screen, his name in the credits goes, and Kiefer Sutherland. Like we needed to have proof that Kiefer Sutherland is in this movie. When I see Jack Bauer dress up as a Roman senator, I don't need proof. I have it right in front of me. But it's good to know that they're trying to tell us, yes, this is Kiefer Sutherland. And boy, he is awful in this. And I like Kiefer Sutherland. I mean, he's done some hammy acting before, but he's always enjoyable. Here, he's awful. He sounds like Jeremy Irons in Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not even going to do the voice. I don't know. My voice is kind of dry right now for some reason. Oh my god. This movie's terrible. But yeah, the acting in this was just really bad. And I don't blame the actors because it does have a good cast. I blame the writing and I blame how the characters were written. Because every single one of them has no goddamn personalities beyond what they're supposed to do in this movie. Kit Harington is I'll probably mispronounce that name. Sorry. Kit Harington is a bland, broody gladiator who witnessed Kiefer Sutherland butcher his entire village. Becomes a gladiator, Conan style. Yeah, there's another movie There's another movie. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian. It stole from that too. Emily Browning, aka Baby Doll, from Sucker Punch, is Rose, who doesn't want to marry the senator because the senator is evil. And let me tell you, Kiefer Sutherland does not hide it in this movie. The only thing that could have kept him from being evil, or I should say, the only thing that could have made him more evil is if he had a mustache to twirl. So yeah. But yeah, she falls in love with Jon Snow. Alright, that's who Kit Harington is playing, is Jon Snow. Just boring. Just very, very boring. Emily Browning is just this blank slate, boring character who falls in love with Jon Snow after 2 minutes of a scene. Probably less. that is how bad and boring this romance is. I'm not even going to go into the other characters except for one. I'll get to him in a minute. I promise. But first, Jon Snow and Baby Doll first meet when one of these horses on his way to Pompeii collapses. Jon Snow tells her to put pressure on his leg so he doesn't feel the pain and breaks his neck. That immediately insinuates that he's a good guy and and she thinks he's worth taking a look at. I'm not gonna lie, those abs were pretty damn amazing. But that's from all the night watch training. But anyway, so they then meet at a party. He's being auctioned off to creepy old ladies, and then she needs to get her horse under control. He comes in and they ride off. And that's when their romance blooms. In a day, after 2 minutes of a scene and just a handful of dialogue. That is how boring this romance is, and it doesn't get better from here. Except for one thing. Mr. Echo from Lost is in this movie. I'm not going to pronounce his name because I'm just going to butcher it. All I know is his first name is Adewale, but that's because one of the characters from Assassin's Creed 4 is Adewale. That is all. Mr. Echo is awesome in this movie. He's playing a gladiator who's on his last day on the job as a gladiator. Literally, this is his last day. Honestly, I wanted to follow him more. He was interesting, he was badass. He dies in the end, but but as the volcano comes at him, he's just standing there roaring and I go, ah! When the lava engulfs him, he's screaming like it's no big deal. That is a man right there. That is all kinds of manly, where Jon Snow is just Jon Snow. That's all he is. And Kit Harington is not a bad actor. He really isn't. I do like him. But he just didn't give a crap. Mr. Echo at least put some effort into it, whereas Kiefer Sutherland put too much effort into it. He sounded like, like I said, he sounded like Jeremy Irons in Dungeons and Dragons. But Mr. Echo, I really wanted to see a movie about him. That would have been awesome. But honestly, I think what this movie could have done better is if it was more like Bobby, where it doesn't focus on one group, one person, but a whole bunch of them, and just how their lives went by until this tragedy. That would have been fine, but I mean, because as long as the writing was decent. The writing was shit in this movie. It was just shit. It was terrible. I didn't care about any of the characters. I didn't care about Jared Harris or Carrie-Anne Moss, which is sad. Which is really sad, because I do like them as actors. They're really good actors. I do forgive Carrie-Anne Moss for Matrix 3, even though when she dies, I just couldn't help but be reminded of that. Yeah, she dies from getting debris crumbled on her. Jared Harris crawls over, and the first thing I think of is Neo. The dude who plays the police captain in Grimm is in this. He's in the trailers a lot, so you think, oh, he's the main villain. That's cool. I would actually like to see him more as in movies. No, he's the main henchman. He's the Now, you know what? This is what I'm going to call the main henchman in every movie I see. Bob. He is the Bob of this movie. If you do not know who Bob is, you are too young. Bob was the main henchman of the Joker in the first Batman movie. Just putting it out there. So anyway, he's in this. He fights Mr. Echo. He stabs Mr. Echo, but Mr. Echo, like the man he is, breaks the sword, jabs him in the neck, and he dies. Mr. Echo just stands there for God knows how long, screaming at lava as it comes towards him. I'm sorry, I can't praise Mr. Echo enough. He's just awesome in this movie. He just really is. He's fantastic. You actually feel for this guy because he's on the last day of the job when the volcano hits, but you also want him to get out of there because so he can be with his family or be with his tribe again. He's that wonderful of a actor and a character in this movie. He's that cool. But no, we see him do something really, really manly, which is yell at lava as it comes at him. While the first half is boring, the second half is just speeding through it. This is like the last 20 minutes, and it goes from being a romance to a romantic disaster flick, which you see in every single historical disaster flick out there. Nothing new. This is pretty much the Titanic sinking. If it was a volcano with lava. You got Kit Harington, you got Jon Snow and Baby Doll running, escaping, people are dying around them. The villain tries to kill Jon Snow. He fights Jon Snow. He gets his revenge, but then Baby Doll handcuffs him, and Jon Snow just goes, "My gods will see to my vengeance." I'm going, just fucking kill him. You can just stab him in the face, please. It's not that hard. But no, he doesn't. They just run away. They don't get far because then, and really, this isn't spoiling anything because you've probably seen this in the poster. The final shot is of them standing there, kissing. No, I'm sorry. First, Jon Snow tries to tell her to go. She does, like an idiot, she doesn't. And then, as the lava comes, he just says, "Look at me! Don't look there! Look at me!" I'm like, oh, well, of course they got to throw in that "don't let go" line from Titanic. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a historical disaster flick. And they kiss, and the lava engulfs them. And the final shot is of their charred, ash-covered corpses still kissing. That is the most creepy and disturbing thing I've seen. And yes, that is the last shot, is of them kissing as they get engulfed in lava. You saw it in the poster. You seen it in the poster, you saw the movie. The end. Okay? But yeah, the charred covered corpses was really disturbing. It wasn't, they were obviously trying to go, oh, their love has endured for all of time. No, it's freaking creepy. That was disturbing. I didn't feel any sort of sadness. I felt fear because I was expecting them to come to life. That is what I was expecting. And then turn into like Silent Hill characters, which, by the way, Kate Harington was in Silent Hill 2, but I refuse to take a look at that movie again. Oh my god. This movie was shit. really, I don't even know what else to talk about on this film. This movie was just bad, and I knew it was bad. Would I say it's Legend of Hercules levels of bad? I wasn't really pissed off at this movie, though. But I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. This movie's still bad. If I could rate all the other Paul W.S. Anderson movies, I'd probably give them all 2s, except for a couple of them, which is mainly first Resident Evil, Mortal Kombat, and Resident Evil 3. The rest of them can all go to hell. I give this movie a 3. Yeah, I give this movie 3. It's definitely in the same league as Legend of Hercules. Because, and I'm not saying that because they're both sword and sorcery movies. No, I'm not. It just feels like the same. It just feels like the same amount of effort was put into it. Just not giving a shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Really, the special effects in Pompeii were better than Legend of Hercules, but it still didn't feel like any effort, except for like the big tidal wave scene was put into it. So yeah, 3 out of 10 for Pompeii. Legend of Hercules, you done good. I guess I should have given you 3 a long time ago when I reviewed The Nut Job, because I did say it was worse. Anyway, now for trailers. Alright, so for trailers, most of them some of them I've not seen. First off is Divergent, which my sister's a fan of the book. She's really looking forward to this movie. For me, what I saw, all I kind of saw was Hunger Games. But I'm gonna hold off judgment. I'll try and see it if I can, but Muppets Most Wanted is coming out, so so guess who comes first? Think Like a Man 2. Now, at first when I saw this trailer, I thought it was actually another trailer to About Last Night, because it has Kevin Hart and it has Michael Ealy in it. So I thought it was, so I'm like, wait, this movie came out a week ago. Why is there another trailer to this? And then it hit me. Oh yeah, that's right. This isn't About Last Night. This is Think Like a Man 2. It looks alright. It looks funny. I never saw the first one, but if I remember correctly, I don't think from what I heard, Kevin Hart wasn't really that big of a role, but now he is. But then again, I mean, if you've seen the movies Kevin Hart has come out in the last 2 months, or I'm sorry, last 3 months, last 2 months, because Grudge Match didn't make a lot of money, did it? Yeah, last 2 months, he's raking it in. He's huge right now. So yeah, Think Like a Man 2 is probably going to make a lot of money, but I think there's another movie attached to it that I'm going to see first. Let's see, Amazing Spider-Man 2, of course, duh. This one, The Purge Anarchy. So yeah, I'll try and get a look at The Purge before I see this movie, because I saw a trailer, and this looks like what a lot of people kind of complained about with the first one. This one definitely is showcasing what happens in the rest of the city during the Purge. I mean, because it's called Purge Anarchy, so it's going to be chaotic. So yeah, and it does look, and again, like the first one, it looks interesting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. Or at least I'm looking forward to it to an extent, because I still haven't seen the first one. If I see the first one, I'll probably think it's okay. I'll definitely look for I'll definitely still look forward to this one. Now for the big one. This is the one that got me, and I gotta go see, and I'll probably have to go see this week. Son of God. This is that movie where they took this Jesus segments from the Bible miniseries and edited it together. That is not a movie, people. A movie is where you actually start from a script to the production, directing, acting, whatever, editing. This is a fan edit from the same people. While yes, technically, because they actually put in the production time, this is still a fan edit. A fan edit does not count as a movie. It counts as you taking something from a movie and editing it together to your liking. That's all this is. That is not a movie. I have an idea how I can connect all the Marvel movies in a perfect timeline. I'm still not counting it as a movie of itself. I'm counting it as a fan edit. Because that's what it is. It is not a movie. Now, what do I think of this trailer? I'm not the most religious person. I'm really not. I'm not atheist or anything, but I'm not religious. I also, and the lowest, to me, like the lowest kind of movies for me are religious movies. I'm not saying all of them are bad, but I'm saying the ones that I have seen, I cannot stand. Because all it is to me, pretentious bullshit where the message is so blatant they might as well beat you in the head with a baseball bat taped to a jackhammer, taped to a golf club, taped to a freaking elephant. I cannot stand these movies. And while do I think that this is going to do the same thing? Probably not. Probably not. But again, I'm really not looking forward to it because it just seems it seems pretentious. I mean, this movie is going to make Passion of the Christ look like a perfect representation of Jesus. And I think that movie is really nothing more than a snuff film. I mean, Stan said it best in South Park. It's a snuff film. where Jesus comes back to life. And they don't really hide the ending because we all know the story. We all know it gets a happy ending anyway. But, oh yeah, that's another thing about this Jesus. This is the whitest, most stereotypical Jesus I have ever seen in my life. This Jesus is like perfect. Now I know people say like, yeah, Jesus is perfect, blah blah blah. That's not how I see him. And I know that's my personal belief, but I have seen movies where he isn't perfect. Because he's a human being. Here he's I'm Jesus. Oh, that's it. And I swear to God, every single time he smiles, I expect a sparkle to glisten from his teeth, and then an Orbit chewing gum logo pops up at the bottom. That is how white and stereotypical this Jesus is. This is how near every teenage girl, or honestly, or any high schooler who goes to the Bible class in the morning sees Jesus as a perfect, can do no wrong white guy. I don't know how well you can see it, but I have darker skin. I am a white guy, and my skin is darker than this guy, and I couldn't pull off a better Jesus. Right? You live in the freaking desert, dude. Show some tan. So yeah, that's all I got for Pompeii. I'll be back in a little bit with 3 Days to Kill. Let's hope this one's better. Bye.